Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Welcome to this extended podcast on Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book was first published in 1936 and has since then sold millions of copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling self-help books of all time. Its timeless advice and practical tips have helped countless people improve their relationships, both personal and professional. In this podcast, we will dive deeper into the book and explore some of its key insights and takeaways. We will also discuss how you can apply the lessons from the book in your own life and relationships. To begin with, let's start by exploring the three main sections of the book: fundamental techniques in handling people, 6 ways to make people like you, and how to win people to your way of thinking. Fundamental techniques in handling people. This section of the book focuses on the importance of empathy and understanding in our interactions with others. Carnegie emphasizes that people are driven by their emotions and that if we want to influence them, we must first understand their perspective and try to see things from their point of view. One of the key takeaways from this section is the importance of avoiding criticism and instead focusing on positive reinforcement. 6 ways to make people like you. The second section of the book focuses on building relationships and making people like us. Carnegie outlines 6 key principles for achieving this. 1. Become genuinely interested in other people. 2. Smile. 3. Remember people's names. 4. Be a good listener. 5. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. 6. Make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. These principles are simple, yet effective. By following them, we can build strong, meaningful relationships with others and make them feel valued and appreciated. How to win people to your way of thinking. The final section of the book focuses on how to persuade others and win them over to our point of view. Carnegie emphasizes the importance of understanding people's needs and desires, as well as the power of persuasion through positive language and reasoning. One of the key takeaways from this section is the importance of avoiding arguments and instead focusing on finding common ground. So, how can we apply the lessons from the book in our own lives and relationships? Here are a few practical tips. 1. Practice active listening. When talking to others, make an effort to really listen to what they are saying and show that you understand their perspective. 2. Use positive language. Instead of criticizing others, try to focus on positive reinforcement and praise their strengths and accomplishments. 3. Remember people's names. This is a simple yet effective way to show that you value and respect the other person. 4. Show empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and see things from their perspective. 5. Look for common ground. Instead of arguing or trying to prove your point, focus on finding areas of agreement and working together towards a common goal. By applying these principles in our interactions with others, we can build stronger, more meaningful relationships and become more influential in our personal and professional lives. One of the reasons why How to Win Friends and Influence People has stood the test of time is its focus on the human element of relationships. Carnegie recognized that people are complex, emotional beings, and that to be successful in our interactions with others, we need to understand and appreciate their unique perspectives and needs. Another key insight from the book is the power of positivity. Carnegie emphasizes that by focusing on the positive, we can build stronger relationships and achieve greater success. This means avoiding criticism and negativity, and instead, finding ways to praise and encourage others. The book also offers valuable advice on leadership and management. Carnegie emphasizes that effective leaders are those who inspire and motivate others, rather than those who rely on fear or intimidation. He also stresses the importance of treating employees and colleagues with respect and kindness, as this fosters a positive, productive work environment. So, what are some of the criticisms of the book? One common critique is that it promotes a superficial, manipulative approach to relationships. Some argue that by focusing too much on making others like us or persuading them to our point of view, we are not being authentic or genuine in our interactions with others. Another criticism is that the book is overly simplistic and does not take into account the complex nature of human relationships. While the principles outlined in the book are certainly helpful, they may not always be applicable in every situation or with every person. Despite these criticisms, How to Win Friends and Influence People remains a valuable resource for anyone looking to improve their relationships and achieve greater success in life. Its timeless insights and practical tips have helped millions of people around the world, and its lessons are just as relevant today as they were when the book was first published nearly a century ago. In conclusion, Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is a timeless classic that offers valuable insights and practical tips on building relationships, influencing others, and achieving success in life. By following the principles outlined in the book, we can become better communicators, more effective leaders, and ultimately, more fulfilled and successful individuals. Thank you for listening to this podcast.